So a week ago, I was vomiting and shitting myself at the same time.
So how is OnlyFans going?
Yeah, is it going well? Shoulder pictures going successfully?
Ones are the most popular at the moment.
Money.
The Fleece Game.
Like,
yo, what's up? Welcome to our episode of the podcast today. It's about the Fleece Game.
Fleece Game.
I'm nervous.
We're back, baby.
We are back.
We're back.
We are.
Oh,
We're recording.
welcome.
We're back. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Earth Sandwich podcast. If you don't know already, and people have probably forgotten, I'm James, and we're here with Charlie and Andy. Charlie, how are you doing this evening?
Evening, going into early morning. I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing
And how are you, Andy?
Very good.
I'm doing great, James. Thank you for asking. Doing absolutely splendid. Happy to be back.
Good. It feels like it's been a while. Well, it has been a while. The last time we recorded was what? Over a month ago?
Over a
So we've
month.
got a lot to catch up on here. Might be 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots to catch up on.
Yeah.
Busy boys.
We have
busy
been
boys.
busy boys. There's been a lot going on
have.
currently. Who wants to start? Who wants to start us off? Who's done something interesting in the last 2 months?
Oh, can I kick this off?
Of course.
Yeah,
So,
go for it, mate.
so a week ago, I was vomiting and shitting myself at the same time. That was fun.
Did you double yourself?
I double blumpkined
did that.
myself.
Wow.
I nearly shit the bed. I didn't shit the bed, but I nearly did.
That's fair.
It was of the level of concern where I had to put a towel down on the bed. That was the level I was. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So
I still left.
So what did you
I
have?
did.
Or were you just doing it for the fun of
A
it?
leaky arse.
I mean, I just do this every day. No,
Every day, bro.
it's every day,
With
broski.
that rectal function flow.
Yeah, with my poor tummy wummy. No, I think I had a classic bit of stomach bug. I think that's what I had. Just a norovirus for you doctors out there. Was not fun.
Or non-doctors that know what it is.
Yeah, very common actually. Probably a lot of people know what that is.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like,
so that was fun.
TDLR. It's like TDLR, and he had a stomach bug, tummy ache, but he's being really brave about it.
I'm being well brave about it, and it was really good. I had a good look in the mirror actually, and I thought, wow, I look great afterwards. That's one thing I will say.
So what you would say is if you're trying to lose weight,
I lost.
no,
I said this before we start recording. I lost about 5 kilograms in the span of 5 days.
In just one easy step.
In one easy step.
Get a tapeworm.
The key is not eating anything for 5 days and vomiting everything up. But it was
Oh my
it was
God.
gorgeous. And do you know what? Actually, one more thing that it led me on to, which I realised I might have a problem with now, is I haven't had caffeine in about 4 years.
nice.
Maybe
Right.
prior to this, just because I don't like it messing up my sleep schedule.
Well, just like
However,
teas, coffee, kind of energy drinks.
yeah,
that
teas,
kind of
coffee,
thing.
energy drink like
Yeah.
Coke. So I don't really have that.
Yeah.
I have, however, because I googled, because I kept on vomiting every time I had any food, and I'm like, oh, what to drink when you vomit all the time? And apparently, Lucozade and Gatorade, because they've got electrolytes in them, are good for you and make you feel better. But what that did mean is now I've got like 7 or 8 huge 1 litre bottles of Lucozade that I'm just slowly getting through. And turns out, if you drink a litre of Lucozade when you haven't drunk any caffeine for like a year, you get really anxious. So today I'm just working from home normally, like it's all going great. And then at like 2 p.m, I'm just shitting myself for some reason. Not literally,
Well,
figuratively.
you have been.
I already did that. The towel was down. I was fine.
Yeah.
But I was just absolutely bricking it. And is that a normal experience of people who have caffeine more frequently? I don't know.
I'd imagine that's probably when you're
yeah.
weaning off caffeine more than anything.
Yeah. It definitely felt like I was getting withdrawal from something.
I must admit, I don't really drink coffee. Like, my main caffeine intake was tea, right?
Nice.
And I had a cappuccino for the first time in my life when I was literally last year, I think. Right?
Nice.
Last year, and it was like a single shot cappuccino, and my hand was like that.
Nice.
And I was fucking wired. I was just like seeing everything in 5D. I was just like so switched on to everything around me. I was like, this is ridiculous. Now I just have one and it basically doesn't do anything. It just wakes me up a little bit. But I kind of get what you mean. Like you do just like. Not freaking out, but it's kind of like a controlled freaking out. It's just like,
it was like maybe like if panic attack is like a 10, it was like I was at like a 5 all day.
Yeah,
I was just like I was like playing FIFA career mode and like one guy fucked up a cross and I was just pissed. and I'm like I don't really care about FIFA that much, but then I was like wow, this must be affecting me a little bit because I was just absolutely livid. But it was that's really
You're feeling alright now though? Like
I feel great. I feel like $1 million now.
Oh, brilliant!
I feel great.
But
got a new lease on
life. Good advert to Lucas.
Funny though.
It is.
It's quite funny though, because I didn't even realise you'd stopped drinking caffeine and stuff. Because I remember going to Andy's when we were like 15 or something, and just drinking Pepsi like all night until like liters. 4 in the morning, playing like Outlast and like.
In retrospect, it's probably really bad for our health.
Pepsi goes in, tastes like something, and then comes out as Pepsi.
In retrospect, that was awful for our health, and we had to go to the toilet so much.
It was of the level where like as James just said, like you drink it, you kind of feel it go down, and then you're like, oh, it's pee time. Yeah. Like it was. There's no period of like let my body.
If you timed it well enough, you could stand at a urinal drinking Pepsi, peeing in a continuous stream. If
you like relaxed your body enough, it would just all go out. And I think that's
it's literally like breaking the seal, but underage version.
Yeah, that was the first way we broke the seal. Yeah, was liters of Pepsi.
As soon as you have one piss, you just got to keep going with Pepsi.
You just got to keep going after and after.
And I remember because also just before James was drinking. Are you drinking a Monster?
Yeah, I was having a Monster. I really don't drink Monsters, but I was working night shift yesterday, and I only got like 6 hours sleep till
fair
now kind of thing.
Because I remember the first time in a Monster, it was like as a ute. It was like pre-university, and even then I was like, "This is too much caffeine for a person."
It really is.
It's just like
I think I kind of like. I don't drink teas or coffees, never have, probably never will, just don't like the taste. But and I'll occasionally have energy drink, but very occasionally. But then I used to have a lot of pre-workout before going to the gym and stuff, and that fucking knocks your sock off. Like it's ridiculous. When you start taking that, you really need to wean yourself onto it. Because I started just going like the recommended amount. So I just go boom and just go. And you're like doing your warm up and then suddenly you just like, oh fucking Christ, let's go. I could fight an elephant here. Like I could fight it with some paper plates on an island. Like I'm wired into this.
Like I've never done cocaine, but pre-workout feels like you know the babe. It's the baby diet version.
To cocaine, I've heard.
Yeah. And if that's the baby steps, the Lucozade is the snail of it.
Yeah, and that's giving you anxiety.
and I'm already like.
Imagine if you took cocaine.
I would.
So what else? What else have you been doing then in the 2 months, Andy? So if we continue with that.
God, I don't really know. I went on a holiday to Germany. I don't know if that's already happened when we recorded this.
Why did you say that as if you didn't know where you'd been on holiday?
Because I wasn't sure when we last
holiday somewhere.
I went on holiday to Germany. I think was it Austria? I don't know.
I think
looked like Germany.
And I think I couldn't remember. That was before or after we recorded last. But yes, that was fun. After. It was. Do you know what thing I didn't realise? Have you guys ever been to Germany before? Either of you?
Yes, I've been to Berlin.
You know beer halls.
Yeah.
That's like, at least in Berlin, it's only a tourist thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. I thought that was like their version of pubs, but it's not.
No.
It's just like.
I was so disappointed to find that out as well. So,
they're not any. Also, you know how like tipping cultures is different depending where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Right. I think no matter where you are in the world, to tip for just drinks is insanity.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
Insanity.
Yeah.
day one or evening one, we land, we go to a beer hall, because, the classic, German looking thing. We want the picture of the Steins and all that, all the lederhosen and all the bullshit. And they're like, we get the bill, and we're like, okay, cheers. Can we just pay that amount? How much the bill said? And the guy goes, what's wrong? Did I not do very well? And we're like, no, you did great. Like, we were like that. We were like, you did really well.
Now fuck
You were
off.
really nice. You were really nice. And he goes, but you're not leaving any tip. And we're like, yeah, we didn't buy any food. And he's like, weirdly, he's like, usually people give a tip. And I'm like, well, we're not giving one now, are we? If you're being rude to us. And then like a mate of mine, out of social awkwardness, just paid like a €20 tip, because there was like 7 of us in total, and I was like, you pussy.
Yeah.
He just won.
I reckon you're not actually supposed to tip, and he was just forcing you into it because he knew that you were English.
He was just hoodwinking us.
Yeah, literally.
We had no clue. We'd have just gone, oh, sure. I guess we tip. I'm sorry.
How long were you in Germany for?
I was in Germany for about 6-7 days.
Oh, nice.
And one thing I also did appreciate is cheap flights seem like a good idea at the time when you book them, but getting up for that 6 a.m. takeoff, not worth it.
Oh yeah.
Not worth it. I was like, I would have paid an extra 50 quid to not be awake right now. Just not worth it at all. But no, it was gorgeous times. What about you boys? What have you guys been up to in the past month and a bit?
That's a good question, to be fair.
Cutie boy McCharlie face or James?
On the topic of kind of like traveling things, I was in Europe for just about a month. So I was in Marseille, in the Provence, just above Marseille, for about a week and a half.
Clermont?
And then, stunning. That was just a week of drinking, eating stupidly good food, and laying by a beach. No, not a beach, a pool, and just relaxing for a week.
Can we appreciate that James is talking about how he enjoyed this amazing French holiday, and the first thing he said about the thing that he enjoyed about it was drinking.
It was so good to be in such a unique part of France with different bits of culture and things, and I did the exact same fucking thing I do every weekend.
I got hammered.
And it was beautiful.
It was stunning. And then went to Milan afterwards for about 4 days.
Nice.
And Zagreb again
classy.
for 4 days in Croatia. And then up to Budapest, where I met some of the boys from home. For about 5 days again, and then flew back home. And I tell you what, you boys would have hated the travel, because all it was sitting next to strangers on coaches for obscene amounts of time.
I would have.
Waking up, getting on a coach at like 11 in the evening, getting off a coach at like 7 in the morning, and just sitting next to a stranger the whole time.
And do you know what, James? I would rather never play football again. I'd never play football again with my mates in the slight rain.
I was sat on a coach next to this fucking massive bloke, and I was just thinking in my head of just, this would have been a good moment to agree with them, to be fair.
You're like, maybe they had a point with that one.
Yeah, fair enough. No, it was like absolutely brilliant holiday, great fun. Went with a mate from home and uni for Zagreb and Milan. And it was brilliant. Just, stayed in hostels the whole time.
Lovely.
Met people there, went out drinking with them, kind of thing. A lot of culture. Do you know what, Milan? Not all it's cracked up to be honest.
Oh,
interesting. I've never been, but that's the vibe I get.
Yeah, it's not. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It really is, but it's not. I feel like you could go to any kind of Italian city and get what you have in Milan, plus more.
Did you go see the San Siro or go near it?
No, we didn't. It's a bit out of the way. But we did go to all the kind of cultural centre points. We went to the cathedral, which is under construction and has a massive set of scaffolding on it and a massive advert.
What's the advert for?
Is it
for the cathedral?
It's literally it's like a massive screen on the side of a cathedral.
It's like a digital advert, like a billboard, like a digital billboard.
Yeah. And I was like, well, that's shit, isn't it?
That's what we should have done to Big Ben.
Yeah. And also, one of the funniest things that I saw was when we were in Marseille, we went to a small town outside of it, and they've got a gorgeous cathedral with stunning architecture on the inside. And as you walk in, they've got the donations for kind of like, the the church essentially.
For Jesus Christ, yeah.
They have like the pot with all the change in and everything, and then next to it they've got a card machine.
You
Just
see,
in case you want to donate with your card.
Tap for the Lord.
Yeah.
Did you have a little panic? Because did you think it was a homeless person for a sec? And you were like, fuck, they've diversified.
Yeah. My God.
I got
Hold
those games
a
now.
card machine for you. Just tap it. No, they had like a minimum card donation of £5.
That's a lot as well. You think they do like
ridiculous.
£2 or
Like
whatever the minimum of?
The Lord is compelling you to pay with card at this point.
At least Jesus could diversify his incomes.
Oh,
Jesus.
truly, yeah. Many
Christ.
income streams. He's got to pay tax on the card, though.
Yeah, and he's got to pay for the card reader, and every transaction
Every
on the
transaction
reader
goes
to
to
Visa.
Amex.
Yeah. Everyone, Jesus slips Visa a cheeky
Even God's
5%
paying
on
tax
everything.
now on the thing that he invented.
Got him. Oh, that is sneaky. I like that though.
That's
Respect the grind.
I mean, other places, Zagreb is really, really pretty. It's a bit
Cheap
of an odd
flights.
place, like cheap as fuck, yeah. And then Budapest, straight to my second favourite place I've ever been.
You a Buddha
Really?
or a pest man?
Well, we were Buddha.
Buddha man.
We were
I don't know the
Buddha
difference. I just know that there's
sides
two.
of the river.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you got
Buddha
loads of
and
districts. Yeah, but it was it was stunning, but absolutely brilliant. Like cracking trip. Went with there was 5 of us, stayed in nice little Airbnb, and it was just fucking good laugh.
Did you
Like the
go up
ruined
to the
bars.
massive castle? That was
What
thing,
the Fisherman's Bastion?
I don't know what it's
fucking
called, but
huge
the
castle
huge
that's up there.
castle. It's the castle. It
Yeah.
would be. Because
We went to the top of the hill with where Fisherman's Bastion is, which is a gorgeous, like structural thing overlooking
Where?
Danube. And
Is that what it's called?
Buddha.
That might be it then.
That could well
it's
be
the
it.
opposite side of the river to the Parliament building.
Oh, okay. I think that might be it then.
Yeah.
I think that was I
Yeah,
think I
and
went.
then, just
Yeah.
got hammered every day. It was great fun.
you
I
know
will
what?
put it out there. I
Yeah.
was really excited to go to the ruined bars. They are
what
fucking
bars?
brilliant. Ruined bars. So it's like,
What does that mean?
from what I understand, it's during the war, there was a lot of Jewish communities in Budapest, and they
Yeah.
essentially got their buildings that they lived in got torched.
Yeah.
And then after the war, people like went and squatted in these buildings, and then over time, they slowly became like communities, and now they've been turned into like really big open bars.
Oh, okay.
And so you'd
So-
go in, and it's like, I think the biggest one that we went to, so it would be, we'd go to like an open one that's essentially just a fuck off massive beer garden, and then you'd
Yeah.
go into one which is like a set of 3 townhouses, be there till like 2, and then
Okay.
everyone would stream out of there and go to like a more clubby one, which was open till like
Yeah.
6 a.m. And
Yeah.
we-
Okay. I see.
and like the second one had something stupid, like there was like 10 places that you could buy drinks in this club, and then like 10
What?
separate
How big was
bars.
this club?
Dude,
Well,
they're
how small were
fucking
these
huge.
bars?
No, they're huge. Like on the 2 nights that we were there, that we went to this big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The first night, only myself and Liam, who was one of our mates from home,
Yeah.
only me and him stayed together. Everyone else got lost and went home. Like we just
Yeah.
lost them. And then on the last night, I walked home on my own after we made some friends, and then I lost everyone and just hung out with them the whole evening, and then walked home at 6 a.m. Like,
Yeah. I will say, I
just
wasn't
can't
on
find
this
people.
trip.
It's fucking
I-
ridiculous.
As because we had some friends from Guernsey who went on this trip with you, and I got some Snapchats from a variety of them, and I really enjoyed experiencing just little snippets of it every now and then. It was beautiful. Like I'd get, because you were in Budapest. It clashed over while I was in Berlin.
Yes, yeah.
So I'd have nights where I was, out drinking, and then I get a Snapchat from our friend Dan who went with you. I'd get a Snapchat from him at like 4 a.m. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why is he up?
Yeah.
And it was just a picture of yeah.
No, it's sick. I think it's it's gone up there as one of my favorite places. Probably, definitely in top 5, maybe top 3. Beautiful
Nice.
city. Food's brilliant. People are really nice.
Yeah.
Pubs are brilliant. Alcohol's cheap. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a stunning place. But no, that's what that's what I've been up
Did
to. So
Did you go to a party whilst you were there?
just one of the baths.
Like
Did you say the baths?
The Spars.
Spa
Oh
tea.
yeah. So we went to one of the traditional Turkish bars. We went to Rabies. Nice.
No, that's not what I mean. It's like basically just a couple of huge fucking swimming pools. You get a towel on entry.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's the place for when IG models go to Budapest, they upload a picture of them.
That's where. So I've been saying for years that I want to go to Budapest or Zeitgeist, which is like a festival in Budapest. The Budapest is essentially there's like just DJs
Budapest.
in the city centre.
Writes itself. Yeah.
Which just
sounds
sick.
Pumping music as there's just little families
just get wankered and go sit
swim.
in a bath.
Just 18-year-olds just face first down in the water.
Just floating about.
He's fine!
Party on, Wayne.
But they've all got like their Eastern European Hungarian accents. Just I don't even know what a Hungarian person sounds like. I don't know what a Hungarian accent is. But no, gorgeous. And yourself, Charlie? What have you been up to?
I have been up to considerably less exciting things because for you guys it was summer, right? So these are all big summer holidays.
Summer.
Obviously it's fucking hot as shit in Europe.
Yes.
Really stinking hot. Here it's been pissing rain. Like
Nice.
Sideways rain. We got damage to the house.
Sideways
It's raining sideways.
Yeah. It's raining sideways, heavy wind, all that sort of good stuff. So from my angle, the only thing I really started doing is I started studying and I got a job. And that's basically it.
Nice.
That's good
yourself,
shit.
Charlie.
That is literally all I have been doing.
Yeah, self-improvement. That's what you need, eh?
You see,
Exactly.
we've been spending money while you've been trying to get that money.
Exactly.
And
I
for
have
that,
not been getting
you've got to
much
respect
money.
that.
So how is OnlyFans going?
Yeah, is it going well? Shoulder pictures going
Feet ones
successfully?
are the most popular at the moment.
Really? Do you shave your toe knuckles or do you keep them natural?
Knuckles.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Toe
I don't know why that
knuckles.
sounds so funny.
Hey, I mean, I got toe knuckle hair. I think we all do.
No, that's fine.
Most hairy
I
men
feel
do.
like a hobbit.
Yeah, I do. And like, it's of a level of like where like people go. We joke like I got feet like a hobbit, but it's of a level where like I was like playing a football match for a five-a-side like uni once, and someone goes, "Wow, Andy, your feet really are gross." And it really hit me for six actually. So it's one of those things where you joke with people like, "Oh, my feet." No, I would not be a successful OnlyFans foot model, or I'd be really successful.
Yeah, because it is gross.
Because it's disgusting. It's like, wow, who's this freak of nature?
You could upload videos of you shaving foot cheese.
Yeah, but then that wouldn't really be sustainable because they'd only be able to do it every few weeks.
Yeah, but that's fine. You just record different videos and just like people got to pay for it.
Or I record a bunch of different angles
Yes.
and then upload the angles every Friday.
And then you can
that's
have, whilst they're clean and getting dirtier, then you can do foot content. And then once they're dirty again, just get that cheese.
Shave the bottom of my legs so it could be like it could be anyone's legs.
It could be any fat hobbit.
It could be any gross man.
I'm calling you
away
fat,
from
sorry.
gross.
That's fine.
Fat hobbit feet.
Yeah, that'd be my username. But then I'd add a number on it, like to pretend that I wasn't the only one called that. Yeah. Gross fat hobbit boy 12.
The only people sub to you are 11 to 1.
Yeah, we're in a community. It's really beautiful.
But anyway, moving away from that because that's gross. So I've been sending like messages to James about stuff that's annoyed me in the pet shop because James used to work in a pet shop, and that's why I'm working in now. I'm now doing that. So it's just like sending James any slight grievances I have, especially with like catching birds and cleaning fish tanks because that is so fucking irritating.
What do you mean by catching birds? Like,
so basically the birds are
trolling against women?
Obviously in like little cages and shit. Yeah, women, yeah.
Like a kid snatcher.
Remember
that?
I didn't realise, but a budgie isn't a budgie's full name. It's like a budgie or something. Budgiger or something, some shit like that. Budgigery. And I just saw that, and I was just like, "Oh my god, they really full named the budgies on these packets of food."
When it's flying about and you're trying to catch it, you no longer call it a budgie; you call it by its full name, so it knows you're disappointed.
Bastard!
Get back here, budgie!
Budgie.
So I've had a lot of fun in the pet shop, and I've had some weird things happening. I mean, most people are pretty chill. So I got bitten by a budgie. That was fun.
I thought you were going to say by a customer. Still.
No, not by a customer.
Not yet.
Yeah, I was trying. It was horrible. It's the first time I'd ever caught one. My manager was busy. She was like, "Hey, can you catch a bird for this guy?" "Okay, thanks," and fucked off. Right? It's just
That's
like
good.
excellent. So I was just like, "What the fuck do I do?" So I look around. Right? There's a big net which we use for catching them when they get out. And so it's basically like there's like a wall of cages, and behind that is a smaller room.
Okay.
Which is where you do all the stuff, like you change the food and water and you change the newspaper and stuff like that. You do all that in this backroom thing, right? So this backroom thing, if all the cages are up against the wall, it's basically sealed, so the bird can't get out, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things I've discovered I hate at this shop is people watching me do things, right? So it's like, can you go catch a budgie? And it's like, yeah, sure. And then the guy just like stares at me like that. He's like looking at me through the cage. I'm like, if you like fucked off and just like looked at fish for 20 minutes, I'd have this.
Yeah.
Not even 20 minutes.
Meanwhile,
like
you're in the
20
cage going,
seconds. I'd have it done because this dude watching me is scaring the fuck out of me, right? And I'm just like, so I'm getting this like tiny net. I'm trying to catch this budgie. He escapes. I get him in the net and he escapes inside the cage like 3 times, right? So I'm like already making myself look like a total arse.
Nice.
And then I catch him in the net. I bring him out of the cage, and he fucking gets out. So he's now flying around this little back room. So I'm now switching net to the bigger net, right? I catch him, flip the net over, and I like grab him so that I can pin his like wings back, so he doesn't get his wings tangled and doesn't hurt himself and things like this. And I've discovered the difference between male budgies and female budgies. So male budgies nip you and let go. Female budgies nip you and hold on for dear life, right?
Nice.
So it was literally like, I was like holding the budgie, and I didn't realize my finger was like strayed near its beak, and it just went boom, and just held on, and I had to like rip my finger away. So it drew blood from it, and I was just like, considering how much distress I probably caused this bird, that's fair enough. You can have that one.
I kind of deserve this.
Yeah.
And then I stuffed him into a cardboard box.
Nice.
But it was but then right, and I didn't catch birds for like a few weeks after because I was so like horrified by this. I take the cardboard box and the bird seed that the guy was buying. I take him up to the front desk, and the dude, I think he was joking. I think it was a really dark humour thing because I was being as careful as I could be. He just goes, "You didn't break its wing putting it in that box, did you?" And I went, "Oh my fucking god, I hope not." I have no.
You're like, oh, not another one.
It was just like
I've killed so many budgies this week.
Just like the whole rest of the day, every time the phone rang, right, I was like, it's gonna be that dude, isn't it? He's saying I've broken its wing. Like,
yeah, you crippled my bird.
This thing was on. I was just like shitting myself the entire rest of the day. That call never came, and I got told that I would have known if I'd broken its wing, and I'm pretty sure it didn't, so it's fine. But a few like weeks after that, I was like, I'm not catching birds. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with it.
Because they're so delicate, and like when you do have them in a net or something, and you're trying to just get them, you want to hold them enough so that they're not going to be able to just slip out. But you don't want to hold them enough that
it's hard to know the pressure you can use when holding it.
Yeah,
it's weird. I've never been in that situation before. It's been odd.
Really strange.
Yeah, so how many birds have you killed?
Oh, like 3. No, because you can't like pick up a dog or cat and crush it in one hand, right? And I'm used to like being around. Well, unless you really try, but I'm used to being around like slightly bigger animals and things like that. So budgies is like brand new ground for me. So that was something. And then
exciting times.
Today. We have 2 rabbits that are in the hutches at the moment, like 2 brand new ones. We've got like 5, I think. And I was like, what gender are these 2 supposed to be? And she was like, oh, they're 2 males. I was like, okay. One of them was going to town on the other one.
Nice.
I was like,
very inclusive pet shop.
It's like one of these is not enjoying this.
But the sheep do the same. During like
sheep?
during the whole COVID thing, when I was working on the farm, you know,
whole COVID thing.
Well, you know,
that time. You know, the whole worldwide pandemic thing. Well, throwback.
During that time, I was working on a farm, and it was you separate for most of the year. You'll separate the men from the ewes, and the females will all go off and just exist with their lambs, and then they'll come together. You'll release the men in. They'll go to absolute town and literally go pregnant like 3 or 4 a day.
Shaggers.
And then you just take them back out. But during the time that they're out, the male sheep will just go to town on each other. They'll just spend the year just fucking each other, and then as soon as they get in with the females, they're like, oh, thank fuck.
So it's like prison.
Well, I guess we'll go back to the women now.
Yeah. So, it'd be awkward if you released them back in and they just walked off into the corner and fucked each other again.
That's just...
she got a taste for it.
Animal... have you ever gone down a YouTube rabbit hole with animal videos, sheep?
I thought that was going somewhere else then.
Yeah, so did I.
Have you ever gone down a rabbit hole?
Yeah. Fucked them.
They just fucked them. A YouTube sheep is a good one. I really got into sheep shearing videos mid COVID pandemic.
Do you want to know a mad fun fact?
Yes, please.
I know how to shear sheep. I know how to shorn a sheep. Yeah.
You can get fuckloads for that in Australia, dude.
You can get nothing for it in the UK.
You can get loads.
Except arrested when you break into someone's house.
The bloke that taught me, he's like a shepherd and has been for loads of years, and he showed me how to do it because they were getting people in and they paid £1 per sheep shorn. And so people would come along and you'd make, probably if you're doing a flock, you'd have a 3-day period and then you have to move to another flock and then another flock and another flock. And these people just move around the country essentially shearing. £1 or £2 a sheep. They would do maybe 50 quid a day based if you've got 150 flock and there's 3 of you. And that's fair enough, but then you make no money because you then sell the wool that they've shaved for maybe 50p. Yeah. So with the whole fleece game at the moment, you make no money.
The fleece game. Yo, what's up? Welcome to our episode of the podcast today. It's about the fleece game.
Fleece game.
Is that what Raph was talking about? When talk about the game.
But no, Australia. He went out to Australia and he was the UK or world champion for the quickest sheep sheared, and he used to be able to do it in 40 seconds.
That's
a whole full thing. And then
that's one of those talents where if you found a kid who's I don't think I'm good at anything.
Yeah.
People can be good at some obscure shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
You could be a sheep shearing pro, and you can make £1.50 an hour, literally. And then or whatever it is.
The people we used to get in. So one of the people that showed me, she was the British champion or British youth champion for sheep shearing as well.
What title?
It's such a cool thing to be in.
The goat.
Yeah, the goat of sheep shearing. But no, they taught me how to do it, and I've done it a few times. But it's just such a random fact.
Such a satisfying.
Where am I going to use that skill?
Never. You will probably never do that in your entire life.
No, literally. Yeah.
And
I could go work in a barber's and just be I've done it before.
They're "Hi, can I just have short back and sides, please?" You're yeah, I don't know about that, but if you want me to trim your stomach hair, I'm your guy.
I just grab their arms, pull them up, put them between my legs, and start.
Completely, yeah. Got those huge trim, the ones they use that are this big.
Being careful not to nick his balls.
I also, the part of the reason why I love those videos because on YouTube is because the people recording these videos are obviously extremely confident at it. They know what they're doing, and they're don't worry. They also have the crazy Australian accents and New Zealand accents. They're don't worry, mate. There's no problem with the sheep. They love it. We get it over so quick, and then you see them be so aggressive with the sheep. Them out. Grab them. One guy literally had him in a headlock, and then someone else held his legs, and he was just going. I'm Jesus, I don't think that sheep is loving life right now.
They love it.
Don't worry, mate.
To be fair.
This is Dingo. He loves it. Yeah. Watch them all just and on a similar vein to that, that thing where they put what is it? A rubber band around the testicles of what is it?
So they drop off.
Is it?
That's fucked
they
up.
Do that too, balls, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so they go numb, stops the circulation, goes numb, and then they drop off.
Because again, I saw that video.
After a while.
That's what they say. Don't worry, this is Timmy here. He get used to it after a while, and I'm like, do they? I don't think they do.
That's another thing that randomly,
by elastic band.
Yeah, literally, that's another thing that randomly I was doing during that time.
What?
I was castrating so many men.
It was lambing season. So like I was helping with the lambs,
Doesn't
like
explain why you
birthing
put them
lambs
on your
and
own
shit.
testicles, though.
Like only for fun times.
Only my part time.
Yeah.
I don't get paid for that.
Yeah.
No,
That
that's
was like
disgusting.
another random thing.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, animals are beautiful. Like I saw a dog walk into a mailbox the other day. It had no leash on, and it was yeah, and it was clearly like it wasn't a puppy or anything. Like it was like probably like a I don't know. I didn't see. I was walking to work, but it was just one of those pure little moments in my life where I was like, that was like, oh, little scamp.
I just love the thought that pausing in Andy's head, and it's just like, you know, that we'll be right back. Just the just that seeing a dog walk into a mailbox, and it just pauses.
Nah, it was really cool. Also, one thing I didn't. Yeah.
I was going to say, Andy, you should tell James, because me and Andy. So I'm starting to be a dog groomer, and it's like dog grooming and training, right? It's part of the course, and I was chatting to Andy about it, and Andy was telling me about he was accidentally training his dog to do something. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. So I've got a little wee doggy. Take her for some walks to the beach. You know, lovely time. And she likes to run about on it, but if she doesn't get knackered enough when we get home, like to, you know, because it's a bit fun, I like play fight with my dog. So like, you know, like run around the living room, like I'll try and like pick her up and stuff, and she'll like fake bite me and stuff. It's it's a fun time. And then I found out actually from someone that what that's doing is it's telling my dog that every time she comes in the house, she has to fight for her position in the house. And this is something I didn't realize I was doing. And one thing I do like is because I was doing that before I went to university. So I was so it made me think, when I went to university, like when my parents would walk the dog and come back, would she be just there fucking ready?
Gnarling.
Literally just like, fucking bring it.
Fuck you up, man.
I just had this fantastic mental image in my head when Andy said that. I was just like him just like shutting the door when they're back from the water, and like the dog is just like, all right, here we go.
Right, let's fucking rock.
Do it.
Claws out.
Right, here we go.
Ready to scrap.
Yeah.
But
I just thought that's so funny.
Oh, it's cute though. But it's play fighting though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's play
not
fight.
as
Like
if
she
it's
didn't
like-
actually bite me.
Yeah, as if it's
it's
probably even just training her to kind of think like, oh, when she gets back from the walk, that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
More than
Which-
you're
that's-
gonna
I
punch her in
do.
the face and try and break her jaw. Like,
Yeah, but I do that when she's just like sitting still trying to have fun.
Yeah.
I just like,
To be fair, you do that with anyone that comes in your house.
yeah.
You're like, right, let's fucking.
Like I got an Amazon package earlier, and that guy, you know, pending case. But yeah,
Answer the door naked with a mud all over you, ready for a fight.
yeah. No, like the one thing is on dogs biting. Have you ever Googled rabies?
Yes, to find out what it was, because I didn't know. I just heard it, and I was just like, I don't actually know the symptoms of this. So yes, I have.
Rabies is terrifying.
Yes,
do,
it is.
Do you know how rabies works, James?
Essentially, yeah.
I didn't until like a few weeks ago. So, let's say you get bit by an animal that has rabies.
Yeah.
You could be completely fine for like a year, 2 years, or it could be as short as a week. And it's like, you know, don't even know it's happening. But as soon as you start showing symptoms that you have rabies, it's already too late and you're gonna die. Isn't that mad?
It is insane.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Like, I feel that's something where, like, when we're younger, well, at least I was taught, like, you know, if a strange animal bites you, you should, like, tell your parents and then maybe get a doctor involved. But, like, you never get told why. It's because, like, it's kind of like how, you know, when you're on a plane and they're like, don't inflate your vest before you crash.
Yeah.
Like don't inflate your life jacket before you get out the plane. And that's because if you do that, the water will fill up and you'll drown in there because you're floating to the top of the plane.
There was like one specific
But they don't tell you that.
plane crash, I think, which is like, because I when I was younger, I used to binge the fuck out of Air Crash Investigation.
Hell
right?
yeah, boy.
Great show.
And there was one, and I was watching this, and it was the most memorable one I have, because I was just like watching this, I was just like, all those people inflated it inside the plane,
Yeah.
And none of them got out.
They all
It was
died.
just like, and it's just like, but they did they do like the reenactments and stuff and air crash and things like that. And it had they had like mothers turning to the children and inflating their life jackets and things. And I was just like, you
Dead.
can actually see that.
Dead.
It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like it's only like 7 or 8 people got out because they didn't inflate it, and like
it's hardcore.
hundreds died.
I've seen that
like,
one. In the recreation, they have one guy who was like kind of he was quite away from the exit, but he didn't inflate his jacket. So he was just like swimming through a bunch of legs that were all still trying to kick and get out.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. That would have been
nuts.
Imagine that. And do you know what was really funny about that episode, actually? So it's all this horrible thing where like dozens of people died because they essentially panicked, which is, I guess, fair. People panic. But the thing that was hilarious about that is, so like obviously this horrible thing happened. These guys get out of the boat and the plane, and the plane was really close to this like beautiful Caribbean beach.
Yeah.
Like it looked like something out of like I don't know, Love Island. Like it looked
I knew you were
gorgeous.
And we're back, baby.
Bum, 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 bum. Welcome back to Love Island.
Like, horrible plane crash with hundreds of people dying, and then
Paradise. Meanwhile, his whole family's still just with
a
his life
coconut.
jacket on. And he's like, wow. I mean, the worst places to crash.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
But so anyway, that's why you need to go to the doctor after you get bit by a dog.
Well, that's why they also use rabies as like the basis of like every zombie thing.
Yeah.
they do because it
it's
functions pretty similar to it. I think, right?
It essentially just attacks the host's brain and just kind of overtakes its body.
Rabies is kind of cool.
Rabies is
That
kind
is
of cool.
In a fucked up
Do you
way.
know
It's
what
kinda
else
cool.
is really cool? I can't remember the name of it distinctly. I might have to look this up. But there's essentially like a fungus that what they did is like, so you know that like Tokyo subway system and their train system is like stupidly efficient.
I've seen that clip.
Have you seen the thing on
It's a
it?
Joe Rogan clip.
I don't know what you're talking
I don't know
about.
if it's a Joe Rogan clip, but I watched something. I watched like a YouTube video, like a half-an-hour YouTube video on it the other day.
Okay. Yeah, no, I
and
didn't see
essentially,
that.
like this fungus, they put loads of feeding points in like where the major like train stops of the Tokyo subway system will be, or is rather, sorry. And then they put this fungus in the middle at the major one, and essentially let it spread. And eventually, once it found these places and these food points, it then created a system to get to those in the most efficient way. And it worked out timing-wise and like in terms of the lines, it worked out more efficient than the Tokyo subway system that like humans built.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is crazy. Like, and you think
quite
like that's like more as a hive mind, that's more intelligent than what we've created.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy. That's very cool.
That is cool.
That is very cool.
But you know,
that is pretty dope.
I'll try and
Then
find
again,
the
it's
video
not-
because it's like I think it's like half an hour long or something. But
Yeah, I'll happily watch that.
yeah,
But also surely there's like other factors in like. Yeah, I don't know. That is quite cool. Like I suppose
guess
like
there
the
is,
human
like,
stuff.
there's the factor of the system, the Tokyo subway system was built to work around buildings that were pre-existing. You've got to take that into account and that kind of thing. But
And I
still.
guess also like not all of the Tokyo subway system was built at the exact same time where that would have made sense to do. But that is still I think because I saw literally like a 10-second clip of just the thing going
just
to the
spreading.
nodes, but I didn't see any more than that. But
very cool.
Nah, that's some cool shit.
That was
Anyway,
one of my proper like YouTube dives where I'd watch like a couple things on like. Have you ever seen the channel like 32?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was
Yes.
watching a couple on them, and then eventually I got to this video and I was like, oh, it's 4 in the morning. Maybe I should watch this.
Oh yeah. Do you know one channel that's like that, which I think definitely Charlie knows, you probably know as well, is the Let Me Know or Let Me Know.
Let me know.
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
love
It's very similar to 42, except it's one of those channels where he does like long form, like interesting pieces of like I don't know, like that, like this amoeba that can really efficiently map out things. But he only uploads like every like 8 or 9 months,
Yeah.
and all of his videos get like 20 million views.
But it's because he's spending so much time doing it, right? So one of the most interesting ones I saw, which is one I didn't even think about, is there was an S that everybody drew in school, right? It's like the 6 lines. That's by the way, that is
It's fucking everywhere.
Everyone uses it. across the globe. Everybody does that S. Like, literally every single country does that S. And he did a thing on where the fuck did it come from. And I don't think, like, it's conclusive. We have theories, but we've got no idea where that S came from. And I was like, I didn't even think of that.
Nuts,
but, like, why the fuck does every, like, school child draw that S?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I thought it was a dollar sign when I initially found that out.
Oh, right.
When I initially started, you know,
Nope.
when I was first aware
America.
of this S.
Nope.
America, baby.
But there's weird shit like that, kind of like, you know, it's completely different. But the whole theory on like dragons, like every culture across the globe, dragons. Like every culture across the globe has this depiction of dragons that all look really similar, all have the same traits and everything.
Except the Chinese dragons.
Except the Chinese with no wings, but then they kind of all come from the same time period.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, clearly something existed. That, like,
I think it was just dinosaurs, and they all just went to the same conclusion. They found dinosaur bones, and they just went to the same conclusion, I reckon.
There's also like the whole theory of, like, so for dragons to fly being so massive, they're going to have light bones, like hollow bones. There's also the theory that because birds don't preserve very well in the ground because their bones decompose quicker and don't hold as well because they're lighter and thinner, it's potentially that dragons did exist and we can't find bones from it because they were so thin to make them be able to fly that they would decompose quicker, and hence why they got extinct, because it would make them easier to kill by humans. Because we think of dragons being these massive things that how the fuck could a human kill that? Well, if it's got really weak bones, you smash its leg in with a hammer, it's going to break it.
I love the idea of that, because I just thought, you know, like in The Hobbit, like Bard, like shoots like a missing dragon scale thing.
Yeah.
Just in real life, someone just like chucks a rock and its bones are so shit it just shatters. It's just
got cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, literally.
Weak as shit.
Yeah.
Just like a glass table.
Just in a dragon. And
I
there's
really
also
like
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I really like the. Have you seen the unicorn skeleton, which was like so ambitious?
No.
It was literally just like the most weird specimen ever. It was like horse's head with a horn and then a back wheel or something.
Yeah.
It was just like
what?
Yeah. Animals with wheels.
One of my favourite things about Scotland is, do you know what their national animal is?
No.
Iron Brew.
Close.
The bagpipes.
So obviously England has like the lion, but there's no lions in England.
Pretty
like,
standard,
you know,
national animal. Quite
pretty cool animal. So Wales thought, well, there's no lions there. Fuck that.
Dragons.
We're gonna have a cool one too. So they went dragons, and so then Scotland went, hey, they don't fucking exist. Can we do that? So the Scottish national animal is the unicorn.
I read that.
There must be a story there.
Probably, but
I just love the idea that so there's probably a story for that, but 95%, way more, probably 99% of Scottish people couldn't tell you why it's the unicorn.
I
just love the idea that everyone's like, so what's your national animal, Gary? Oh, it's the unicorn.
Unicorn, isn't it?
Why?
Like, oh, of course.
You know what? I've never thought to ask.
Like,
I think we're just the unicorn now. Why is America the bald eagle? Is it because they have bald eagles?
I would imagine so.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be a depiction of freedom and shit, I'd imagine.
The sound that they use for bald eagles isn't what a bald eagle sounds like, though. That's like my favourite. Yeah, it's a different bird. The bald eagle
what
sounds
like.
Bald eagle sounds like a bitch.
Hell no, but they look awesome.
I think it's like a golden eagle or something. It's the sound that they use, but the bald eagle sounds like fucking awful.
Like pussy. Have you heard like deers and like stags barking?
They're kind of scary, aren't they?
Fucking mental. Like, so I saw my family recently down in Devon, and one of my mum's partner's kids, he sent a video to them. They just moved house and they back onto a forest, and so he sent them a video being like, what the fuck is this noise? And there's like a few deer in the in the forest nearby just barking, and they're so loud and so throaty. He was like, what the fuck is this? Is that like a boar in our garden? And
or like a rat dying.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, I can see why people shoot them. Just
also tastes nice.
You can see why people ram them with trucks and stuff.
I've also got the answer. What
it's
is
the
known
unicorns.
is James II wholeheartedly embraced the legend, and the unicorn became a symbol of purity and power that Scottish kings and nobility identified in the 15th century. Over time, this led to the unicorn becoming the officially recognised as the Scottish national animal.
Why are unicorns powerful? Is it because they've got magic?
Also, I love that image of just a king, just like, I am a unicorn, everyone being like, alright.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. Do you reckon that was definitely, he's like, this fucking dude's fucking crazy, but kill us if we say anything.
But he has the power to put me to death.
When you think about it, you say like, oh, why are unicorns powerful? Horses are fucking mental.
Zebras
they are.
Especially.
Like, yeah, like, if you think about Shire horses, like old Shire horses that were like 9 foot tall, built
Chonkers.
like brick shithouses.
What are they called? Like Clydesdales as well?
Yeah,
they're like fucking huge as well.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. I've also got it here that in Celtic mythology, the unicorn was a symbol of purity and innocence. So that's the whole like mythical, magical thing, as well as masculinity and power.
Interesting. Masculine. I suppose people say, I don't know, you're a stallion.
True. Yeah.
I don't really trust
horses. They're a bit scatty, and I don't really trust anything that can eat grass
what, you mean,
whole
like...
life and be built like a brick shithouse.
I absolutely love that.
I just like the concept of I don't trust horses.
I like how we started this specific part of the pod with Andy talking about a dog walking into a mailbox, and now we've ended with James going, I don't trust horses.
You know what? I don't think horses should be given the vote. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't think they should. I don't trust them.
Bad decisions, man.
Yeah. So why don't you trust horses?
Because they're absolute, like they are just muscle. They're huge and just muscle and really scatty.
Yeah.
They could just kick out and kill you.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of animals that could do that, but we have a distinct trust in horses that we're like, oh, we're going to ride them and take care of them. And it's like, they probably just want to be free. Let's just let them be free.
Do you know what? I'm on your side here because I found out something about horses like years ago. So do you know horses are just dumb as rocks?
Yeah.
They're just like, obviously, I mean, we would view like animals to be not, I'm smarter than a mouse, but horses are like proper dumb.
Yeah.
Like if you blindfold a horse, it will just stand still until it dies.
Well, that's why they have, the masks that cover it from flies.
Google that.
Who did?
Yeah.
That's why whenever they put those masks on, they literally just stand there. They don't do anything. And then suddenly they could just click and just kick you in the face and kill you.
So have you guys ever gone horse riding then? Have you ever done that?
No.
I did it when I was a kid. I don't really... Horse riding I'm fine with. Horse racing, I genuinely think it should just be stopped.
I did horse riding in Cuba. Right? I did horse riding in Cuba. And it was like... there's been some weird... I've been horse riding a few times because I quite like horse riding. I think it's pretty fun, right? And we did it once in France and once in Cuba. And in France, they basically gave us the horses and just went bye, and we were like,
that's what happened with us.
Are you gonna help us? And we had a bit of a problem because 2 people on motorbikes came past and scared the shit out of them, and these horses nearly bolted. Like, it was so fucking difficult, but we kept them like steady. And then in Cuba it was like a totally different thing because Cuban horses are not like most horses, right? Because like most horses, yeah, exactly. But most horses, they hear a car and they just get freaked the fuck out, right? Especially when where we used to live, voice break. Where we used to live in the Channel Islands and things. If you encountered a horse, you had to slow right down and stuff like that. No, Cuba, they take no shit. These horses are like going up the sides of the highways and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
communist horses.
We just went to horse riding. Every time like a horse steps slightly out of line, there was just like the crack of the whip and then just caballo. It's just like it's just fucking amazing. It was so weird, but it was really cool.
Yeah. They are I think it's one of those things that if you go back hundreds of years, I probably would just ride a horse around and it'd be my best mate and shit. But I don't know. It feels really weird nowadays with the whole like breeding them into just the ground.
Yeah.
It's awful.
The thing is, as well, they can sense if the rider is inexperienced or anxious. and that in turn makes them experience it, like, scared and anxious. So, like, if you're on a horse the first time and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, the horse beneath you is just like, this guy's got no fucking idea what he's doing.
I'm confused.
Yeah. So it's like,
and that's why I find them really scatty and really kind of untrustworthy, because then in that moment they could just go, fuck you, I'm just going to kill you.
They're trustworthy if you're used to being around them.
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
have like total confidence on a horse, the horse trusts you. But if you're not,
it's like any animal,
doing,
isn't it?
The horse is going to shit itself.
Like working in the pet shop, there used to be somebody in the pet shop that would breed rabbits, and people would come in and be like, could you trim their nails? Like, she's really scatty, she'll bite you. You try to go near her. This woman would walk up, straight in, straight out, stick it upside down, ask me to hold the foot out, and then just clip, done, shove it back in.
Yeah.
Just the confidence, the rabbit would just be like, oh, sick, she's done this before.
It's like the sheep are getting shorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like,
they're just like, oh, cool, like, let's go.
Let's go, let's pie.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to shit it.
That kind of reminds me, have you seen those videos of like it's usually Americans having like ridiculous like wild animals in their houses?
Yeah.
Like I saw one, is it pumas?
Yeah.
Pumas?
Yeah, pumas.
There's a guy that had just one of those like in his ranch. And it's
my
that's gonna kill you one day.
My favourite was a bloke who had a fully grown Siberian tiger in his flat.
Fuck.
In his flat.
In his flat.
Bedroom flat in Hackney.
Yeah.
I'd love just the thought that. So where'd you live? Like ground floor? Nah, mate, 4th floor.
Yeah.
4th floor tiger.
I can't remember exactly.
How'd you get him up there? Don't even ask.
Don't ask.
I don't remember exactly what happened. I think he
Winch him
kept
out
it
the
since
window.
it was a cub. I can't remember if we got it legally or illegally, but basically it was like I can't remember exactly what happened. I'll have to look it up. But I think
turns out tigers can't really domesticate them very well.
Someone went into the flat who wasn't supposed to go into the flat. Like he wasn't home. I think it was someone delivering something or something. I can't remember exactly what happened. But
the pizza guy got.
Yeah, literally, it was something like that. Someone went into the flat when he wasn't there, and I don't remember the circumstances of why, but they came face to face with a fucking tiger and just got mauled.
Nice. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that is what a way to die, though.
Yeah. It's just It's just like
imagine.
But the one that really scares the shit out of me is chimpanzees.
Yeah,
people keeping
100%.
chimpanzees.
Yeah, you know the whole story about the
American,
potentially American family where the chimpanzee like freaked out and fucking mauled that woman's face off. He's still alive and has had loads of reconstruction surgery. But
it's awesome, isn't it?
Fucking crazy.
But that was where the proper fucking thing came in, because they were just like, this chimpanzee, which went ballistic, was 1, extremely lonely, 2, extremely depressed, because like I think it had bonded with like the dad, and the dad had died, so this chimp was actually depressed. And so their response was to give it Xanax, which drove it fucking mental.
And feed it with ice cream. Like they were giving it like weird fucking food that was like off the rails. Like it had been probably got major anxiety from drinking loads of Lucozade.
Just like me. He had a 900ml bottle of Lucozade and was like, this game of FIFA is really getting to me.
All that aside, like chimps hunt other monkeys. That's like what they do in the wild. Yeah. They're brutal. Like
one thing is also
why you would want one.
One thing, that's why I find it quite funny. It's like, there's those conversations with people where like, I reckon I could take a baby monkey. Like you have those conversations.
Like, you're a fucking idiot,
it's like,
man.
Apparently, like, I don't know, like a chimp, let's say, their muscles are something like 3 times as efficient as ours. Yeah. Meaning, so like your muscles could be the same size as a chimp's.
Yeah.
But they're actually 3 times stronger, even though the muscle mass is the same.
It's the same with gorillas. It's like gorillas, if you look at their body shape, like really long front arms, short compact back legs, and then like a really strong torso, they are just like physically built for deadlifting. If you gave a gorilla
James,
body
you got to come clean. Have you been training a fucking gorilla? Is there one? Is there one in your room right now?
Built like a brick shit house. If you gave a gorilla
like, not now.
a powerlifting program and some like steroids, I genuinely think they could lift maybe like 2,000 pounds.
You
like
see,
maybe
guys,
3,000 pounds.
If you're watching and listening to this, this is your subscribe because. Once we have the capital to do this, we will be doing this.
Yeah, and there's the what was it, the recent Tarzan film, that there's a scene in it where like he fights a gorilla, and this gorilla's like pounding on him, and he just kind of gets up afterwards.
Kind of goes, ugh.
It's like, nah, mate, you're dead.
You're dead. You are a dead man. I do.
So, I just quickly fact checked myself on the tiger story. It's
nice.
It's actually worse than I thought. So it wasn't a random. It was the owner. Right. He checked into a
That's
hospital.
good though, in a way.
It is good.
That's
so
good.
he checked into a hospital with what he said were bites from a pit bull.
Okay.
And hospital staff went, stop the cap. Stop
Why
the
have you got
cap.
no legs?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they went and had a look. So I was
Why have you
wrong.
got monkey
it wasn't
shit in your
Siberian.
face?
It was a Bengal tiger.
Nice.
And he was about 500 pounds.
Holy fuck.
But this is where it gets better. When they arrived at the scene, they also found a 1.15 meter long Cayman alligator.
What, in the same top floor flat in Hackney?
It's like, it was like in Harlem, in New York.
That's the same pretty much. Do you know what's just insane to think about? That person has much voting power as the next American.
I love this as well. I love this. He claimed the hell on earth environment of Harlem encouraged his passion to stay inside with his pets, away from the dangers outside. Now look,
that's what I'm saying. I don't feel bad his face got ripped off.
I'm not questioning staying inside in a dangerous neighbourhood. I think that's fair enough. I do question
fuck that.
staying
If you've got a
inside
tiger
with
with you
and an alligator.
Yeah, but to be fair, if
now
someone tries to
more
break
dangerous.
into your flat,
that's one of those things where, like, in the future, because he's probably fucking deformed from it now, someone's going, oh my god, what happened to you? Oh yeah, my tiger did this to me. No one's going to fuck with you. No. Not because they think you're scary, just because you're crazy.
You're mental. And then at the same time, when you go, oh yeah, I was avoiding getting eaten by my alligator.
Yeah, or no, you're just like, oh, they took away my alligator too. What do you mean?
It's like, what, baby one? Nah, it was like 12 foot long.
Is that like the name of your cat or something?
This bit is good as well. There's a picture. There's a policeman. A police officer who's abseiling down the tower block with a tranquilizer dart, right?
Nice.
So that's how they did it, and they looked in the window. Bearing in mind, they didn't know how big this thing was, right? They saw the bites, knew it wasn't a pit bull. They looked in, they saw claw marks all the way to the top of the ceiling. And they were like, okay, whatever's in here is big.
Nice. We'll just get the new guy to shoot him with the tranquilizer.
Yeah, get the new guy.
You'll be fine.
Go through the front door as a prank.
They used a periscope camera and saw it and went, "Fucking hell, this thing is massive."
Nope.
I also like the idea, like they get the new guy to do it and they just give him a bulletproof vest, as if that would help him.
Riot shield.
Yeah, this'll help.
Don't worry, mate. We're fine.
If it'll fend off a drunken hooligan, it'll fend off a Bengal tiger. Sorry.
It's like, will it? You'll be good. Slaps him on the back.
In you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy your first day, bucko.
Yeah.
You got a gun, you'll be fine.
Like, the whole thing that I find like mental about some people on like the whole they think they could fight this animal and stuff. Football hooligans like punch horses in the face, and football hooligans.
You said you could beat up an elephant.
Yeah, it's a joke. Like
no, I thought it was James said that he could, given enough time and tactics, defeat an elephant over a while.
Oh yeah, give me like a year, and I reckon I could slowly grind down an elephant with tactical involvement.
Basically, your strategy of killing an elephant would be to get the elephant to kill itself.
Exactly.
James's
You spend enough time with the
an
elephant, I reckon I could get it to kill itself.
To death. That's literally James's strat. Just give it no food.
No,
because then he'd eat James after a while.
I reckon if I like employ Orlando Bloom, he could do some Legolas shit and like kill it somehow. I'd be fine.
But anyway,
James is going to be disappointed when he finds out about CGI.
Yeah, literally. Oh, what?
Orlando Bloom's like, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I reckon like football hooligans like that fight for a living essentially in like Germany and stuff. They go up to like police horses, punch the police horse in the face, and it just looks at them like, is that it?
Yeah.
No. Do you know what?
What
The police officers don't even look at them because they got the blinders on. They're
just like.
They just don't even move.
No, yeah. And then there's people out there that are like, yeah, I reckon I could knock out like, like a gorilla or like a panda. And it's like, what? What you want? I don't reckon I could. And there's people that say they can knock out a sheep. You realise they run at each other at 20 miles an hour for fun.
Nah, man, I could take a sheep.
And you think your fist could do something to that?
No,
you wouldn't. It wouldn't be a fist. It would be the thumbs in the eyes. That's what you'd have to do.
No, but that's not
the
knocking it
punching
out,
wouldn't
is
work.
it? It's talking
you put
about
thumbs
what
in the eyes.
like,
you wait
knock
till it
out
stops moving, and then.
Yeah, I reckon if I,
yeah.
slit its throat and let it bleed out, I can knock it out.
That's what you do to the elephant. Try and get to his eyes somehow. Right, I just need to wait till he's asleep.
Yeah.
And
then sneak up on him with his giant
gored
ears.
by the
I've only got one chance to do this, because if I fuck it up, he'll never forget it.
Yeah, and he'll kill my... Oh my god, have you seen that thing about that elephant that... It was like... It escaped a zoo in Hawaii in like the 90s. And it went... Oh my god, okay. This might be a whole topic for a different episode, because it's such a long thing.
Oh yeah, we're already at an hour and 6.
It was this elephant that was in a zoo, and it was really bad conditions, and somehow one day the elephant escaped.
Yeah.
And the police had to shoot this elephant like 400 times before it died. It was all recorded and put on live TV.
Oh, that's awful.
There's a whole Netflix documentary about it. It's awesome. Anyway,
I don't think
James.
That's the word I'd use.
Anyway, James can kill an elephant. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 20, I think.
It's been a hell of an episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we might have something interesting for in the next few episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That would be something going. Might have a few guests.
Special guests. Yeah.
Then again, we might not.
It's my pet chimpanzee.
It's my elephant. Yeah.
It's my steroided up gorilla deadlifting in the background.
Perfect form.
Yeah. We'll have a few special guests coming up.
Gorgeous.
And we're going to be a bit more frequent now. We're all back and kind of back to normality,
back into normality.
Living. It's good to be back. It's good to be back recording.
It's great to be
chatting.
Back.
It is.
Make sure to follow us on Spotify.
Absolutely.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram as well. We're going to be uploading a few more clips going forward, just like small things, short form content. If the longer stuff is too unbearable for you.
Which it probably will be. Enjoy. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, if you did get this far, just comment down below what animal you'd like to give a lot of steroids to and see how strong it could be.
And which one you reckon you're taking a fight.
Yeah, what animal you reckon you could knock out. And if any of you say something ridiculous, we will be calling you out.
Yeah. I think I could squirrel.
Right. I could boot a squirrel. All right.
Awesome. You're listening to the Yard Sandwich Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you all next time.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
Oh, I've needed a piss for like the past 45 minutes.
And that's where we'll end it.